Hey guys, and welcome back to the CTFC Perspective, and today's view is a match review of Cheltenham Town's 2-0 loss at home against Barrow. It was arguably one of our worst performances of the season, but hey ho, the show must go on. We are still here every single week to give you your match preview and review of what happened in the football. And yeah, so I'd just like to say, whatever happens in my live reaction today, just take it with a pinch of salt, because now I've had time to sit here whilst going through my footage and actually about to record this for you guys. I've had time to reminisce and think through my thoughts, and I understand that, different results and different slip-ups do happen. Even the best teams, Manchester City, the Barcelonas, any single team in world football, they have their slip-ups, but they still can get the trophies. And we still sit top of the league. We're still in a beautiful position. We've had an absolutely amazing season and proud for us fans to watch. But this is what makes us all the more frustrating to see these performances happen. And we're beating the teams at the top and we're not at the bottom, but we're going to that after the live reaction. But yeah, we still only need 21 points from our remaining games to finish in the automatics and get promotion, which is what we're aiming for. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the live reaction. Oh. What have I just seen? I mean, I want to be sad, but it's also comical how the hell that has just happened. So, 2 minutes in, Barrow decided to have a strike from the edge of the box. Tried to curl it into the bottom left-hand corner. Super captain Benny Tozer. He's been practicing his long throws, but it doesn't seem like he's been practicing how to kick a ball. He swung at it, missed it. Keeper didn't anticipate him missing it, and it goes into the bottom corner. 1-0 Barrow, 2 minutes in. Let's go, boys. How's it not gone in? Oh my god, we had a 3v2 on the counter-attack. May takes it down beautifully, passes it on to Sam Smith. He's arguably one-on-one with the keeper. He couldn't sort out his footing. He manages to go round the goalkeeper, just tries to punt it home. And they clear it off the line. Great defending from Barrow there. 18 minutes in, and Cheltenham have a corner. In the box now. Oh. Wait. Oh, alright, it's been given as offside. Barrow found the ball into the back of the net once more, but it's been given as offside. It's actually a beautiful finish from the left-hand side of the box. Good footwork. Cheltenham really should be getting a foot in there. Seems like there's about 6 Cheltenham players in the box to Barrow's 2. He just curls it round, left-footed finish, bottom right corner, but for some reason it's been given as offside. I didn't want to keep repeating myself for the rest of the first half, because for the entirety of the half, the same thing happens. Barrow sat back, Cheltenham had the chances, we didn't take our chances, we weren't clinical, and it didn't go into the back of the net. And I just think, if it's the same repeated actions, there's no point keeping an update with you guys. But at half-time, it remained at 1-0. And yeah, we go into the second half, 45 minutes and 20 seconds played. Cheltenham still looking for that first goal of the night. Bobby Thomas comes on at half-time for Barrow, and it looks like Cheltenham have also transitioned at the break, transitioning into an almost a 3-4-3, with Finn Azaz playing a much more of an attacking role, and almost playing a sort of a left-sided, left forward, left winger, whatever you want to call it, of the 3 attackers on the pitch for Cheltenham Town. Connor Thomas with a beautiful ball forward. Alfie May takes it down brilliantly, and once again we do not take our chances. 50 minutes played. Literally the entire tactic of Barrow this entire game is they had that fluke goal, but fair play. It was actually a decent finish if you take away the mistake that Cheltenham made. But their entire tactic is, as soon as you get the ball, punt it wherever you can't see it. If in doubt, kick it out. And I think that's the entire method that Barrow are going for. Like, they've got it on the halfway line, no one's pressuring them, and they've just punted out for a Cheltenham throw. Fair play if they manage to get a point or 3 points from this game. But I haven't seen football like this in a very long time. It's ping ball now. Everyone's losing the ball. Alfie May's through. Come on. Oh, you've got to slot him through there. Oh. 56 minutes played. Oh, we were one pass away from a goal there, surely. And then they try to counter-attack. It's offside, but keeper still makes a good save. Oh, no. Cheltenham had their chance. They missed their chance again. It's now a 3v2 for Barrow. Great counter-attack from Barrow's number 11. He seems like he looked like he was going for goal, but now he's slowing it down in the corner flag. Great to see that time wasting with 30 minutes to go. Kicked it out for a goal kick. Cheltenham goal kick, 62 minutes played. Looks like Barrow going a long throw now. Oh, this is a really long throw, Cheltenham style. That's in, the keeper saves it, rebounds off a Barrow player. And he's doing a celebration. Cheltenham been done by a long throw. I don't know who it came off, but it seems like it deflected off the keeper, off another player and out into the back of the net. A Barrow player is taking it, but it's unclear if it's an actual goal or an own goal. We're watching it again now. It's a beautiful long throw. It's actually an excellent throw. Inside, keeper, yeah, off a Cheltenham man, off Sean Long. Well done to Barrow, to be fair. They played Cheltenham right our own game. They've been parking the bus, punting it long. But yeah, that's it. 2-0. Barrow against Cheltenham. It's an embarrassment once again. And this is why you do not get your hopes up. Considering we haven't actually created that many chances, a player that's really stood out for me today actually is Alfie May. Considering he wasn't the best in his last performance, he played pretty well today. Whenever he's received the ball, he's touched it down, he's pretty much got it to this intended man which he wanted to pass it to. But it's just we're not the same team as we were the other day or the other week. We're not looking creative. As I say that, we try ping a long ball, but it's just exactly what they want, so the defence can be on the back foot, they can win the header and they can punt it long. It's been the same process all game, and I don't really know what to say. This game does look uncomebackable. Maybe if we start creating something now, we can get a point. But it's a lesson now. If you're going to win the league, you need to grind out results. And it looks like, once again, we're going to be dropping points to a team which we shouldn't be dropping points to. We're not dropping points to Cambridge. We're not dropping points to Forest Green, losses-wise. And, yeah, we just need to start actually grinding out the results against the lower teams. And we've shown we can do it against the bigger teams. But if results like this keep happening, we might as well just throw the dreams of a title out the window, because whatever happens in the Cambridge Forest Green game now, it puts our title hopes in jeopardy. Callum Wright and Ellis Chapman is on the pitch in the 69th minute. It looks like Cheltenham have transitioned once again formation, trying to change the game, this time into a back four, unsure about the midfield and attack. Another beautiful attack from Barrow. Cheltenham finally deal with this one. And we decide to punt it long again. So, hopefully we can keep our heads and possibly get a goal later on in the game. But at this point, everything is left unclear. Okay, so it looks like we've changed our style with 50 minutes to go. We've less so punting it long. We're more making just aimless runs with Matt Blair and Long. And I've lost track at this point, boys. I'm trying to stay interested, but considering we're just doing the same technique, just running, and Barrow, to be fair to them, they're playing really well. They're making the tackles they need to make, high pressing when they need to high press, etc. So yeah, all the compliments today once again go to Barrow. I can't really say much about Cheltenham because, yeah, they look like they've got a style and a method to their attack, but it's not a very good method, is it? So yeah, let's see if we can do so in the last 15.
Few moments later.
Shot from range. Griffiths dropped it. Oh no, but somehow Barrow have the ball back. They've crossed it across the box. And he's missed an open goal. I do not know how we're not 3-0 down here. 90 minutes on the clock. Cheltenham seem to counter-attack. Get the ball into the box. The ball's in there and it's punted straight back out. The final whistle has now blown. Cheltenham 0, Barrow 2. A great performance from Barrow, a very underwhelming performance from Cheltenham, and it just wasn't the Cheltenham that we know and love. But at the moment, we still stay top of the league and into the post-match reaction. So yeah, as you can see, I wasn't best pleased with that result. But we move on, the results happen, every team has slip-ups like we previously mentioned, and we are still top of the league. That's the main thing to speak about. But moving on to the more depressing and really the thing that hurts your heart is the match stats. So let's get into it. As you can see on screen, the stats are as follows. Cheltenham Town with 69% possession, controlling possession, with Barrow getting 31%, reiterating the fact that Barrow, whenever they got the ball, they punted it as far as the eye could see. Shots. We had 15 shots to their 10, which, shows that these long balls were kind of working. Whenever Barrow were punting out the top of the pitch, they always had a man or two up there to try and take it down and have a shot. One of them leading towards a goal. The other one, more of a Cheltenham own goal, so we're not going to count that. But even though Cheltenham did have the 15 shots to the 10, they almost had the same on target. Obviously, Barrow having a better conversion rate. Well, obviously, because they got 2 goals, but, shots on target. 4 shots to 10 compared to Cheltenham's 5 to 15. Cheltenham actually did have the more corners, 9 to 5, but Cheltenham don't really necessarily do the best of corners. And as you can see, 9 corners, which are set pieces, which are rather threatening and not really doing much for it, but fair play. Pretty even corners if we're thinking about the possession that Cheltenham had, and obviously you should be doing more with the ball. And then fouls, Barrow obviously having more fouls, because when you got less of the ball, you're having more time to, you know, think about the challenges and just trying to win the ball back, which obviously leads to you making more fouls. So yeah, those are the stats. From first glance, you kind of think obviously the stats are fair because that's the exact what's happened, but I'd probably have said Cheltenham had less shots, because even though we had the chances, it didn't seem that we had a lot more chances where we didn't just fire, we didn't shoot, and you'd think, oh, maybe if you shoot it there, if you pulled the trigger there, we probably would have scored. So stats kind of don't tell the full story, but there you go. Those are the match stats for Cheltenham versus Barrow. Moving swiftly on to the best and worst player of each team, starting off with Cheltenham Town. For the best player on the pitch for Cheltenham, I've gone with Matty Blair. Even though obviously he's part of the defence, which did concede 2 goals to a team which is struggling for survival, I've given it to him because near the end of the game, where I mentioned about, you know, the long runs which weren't really getting places, at first glance I was like, why are we doing this? But then now you think about it, he's one of the only creative players in the team today. He's actually trying to make things for the squad, and it didn't seem like anyone wanted to support him or help him out making these runs. So I'm going to have to give the best player on the pitch to Cheltenham, to Blair. My probably second up, my runner up would be Alfie May, because whenever he got the ball, he dealt with it quite nicely, laid the ball off, and his control seemed quite good. But obviously, you can't give it to a striker if you haven't scored any goals today. So I'm giving it to Matty Blair just for his creativity. And even though he is part of the defence, it wasn't necessarily his fault, because both of the mistakes today were from two of our centre-backs on the pitch. So now moving on to the worst player on the pitch for Cheltenham. It was stuck between one of the centre-backs. Obviously, Freestone coming off early. Tozer, it's most likely his mistake for the first goal. But just because, you know, it's bad luck, but it came off him at the end of the day, and it might have not come off another player if it wasn't him. The own goal scorer, Sean Long, he's got to be the worst player on the pitch, because you can't get away with scoring an own goal, nevertheless, if it's unlucky or not. So there you go. The best player on the pitch for Cheltenham, in my opinion, was Blair, and the worst being Sean Long. Moving on to Barrow now, I'm going to have to give the best player on the pitch to Jones, just getting that early goal, and obviously because he stayed on the pitch the whole entire 90 minutes, he actually had a really good performance, and he was defensively solid as well. So if you're a defender, a central defender especially, and you're getting a goal and keeping a clean sheet, that doesn't really get praised enough, so that is why he is getting the best player on the pitch for Barrow, for me, in my opinion, today. And for the worst player on the pitch, I cannot give it to anyone, but obviously I have to give it to a specific player, so this seems a bit harsh, but I'm going to have to give it to Dimitri C, just because he came on the 93rd minute and physically couldn't have impacted anything. It was more of a time waste sub, because every single player that came on and off the pitch for Barrow today gave it their everything. They really deserved the win. And, you know, I don't usually praise the opposition, but, you know, give credit where it's due. They all played exceptionally well, and they deserved every single thing they got tonight. So that is why, you know, harshly unlucky for him, the worst player for no real particular reason is Dimitri C. Last but not least, we have the table. So if we throw up on the screen now, you will see that Cheltenham Town remain top, which is always great to see. But it's a little bit more heartbreaking now, seeing that we've still played one less of Cambridge, but we've played one more than Forest Green. And yeah, it's all to play for now. Obviously, us on 62 points with our positive 13 goal difference, 2 less than last week. That's another thing that hurts. Cambridge, obviously, if they get the draw with Forest Green, that puts them ahead of us, because even though we would be on 62 points, they would have a better goal difference. The Forest Green would, if they drew, they'd be on the same as us, so I don't really see how that'd work out. I'm guessing they would go ahead of us because they've played less games. Newport, obviously, Newport, Tranmere, Bolton on 57 points now. So the gap is widening, but it's still nothing special. Obviously, a 5-point gap depending on the result in Cambridge and Forest Green. So yeah, the top of the table is kind of separating a little. It's not as tight as it once was. Now it is a 11-point gap between 1st and 10th, which really is nothing, to be honest. But moving on to Barrow's side of the table, this is a very big 3 points for Barrow, obviously, putting them 5 points ahead of Southend with 2 less games played, and only 3 points behind Colchester with 2 less games played. anything can really happen. Let's say they win those games in hand, that's an extra 6 points. That puts them on 41 points. That could put them as high as 16th. Because obviously they actually have a reasonably good goal difference compared to other teams in their position. So yeah, well done to Barrow. Definitely deserved, obviously. It might be a fluky performance. They might just really enjoy playing Cheltenham Town. But from the looks of that performance where they played they were very defensively solid and they took their chances, they do not deserve to go down. They deserve to be nowhere near here. But yeah, like we said, we got to take this with a pinch of salt. We're still having a good season. We believe in the boys. You know, it's just an anomaly and we can get back. We can put in a good performance. We can train hard and we can get right back into winning ways in our next fixture. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you guys did enjoy. If you did enjoy the video, if you wouldn't mind smashing that like button, subscribe to the channel and hitting that notification bell so you know when a video goes live. If you have any questions or queries, drop it down in the comment section. We would love to reply to every single one of them. And obviously, interaction with the audience is key. There's going to be 2 videos like this on screen very shortly. And I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.